Now let's get some rapid-fire response from our panel on these stories. Just a week after saying he didn't remember the civil rights era being that bad, Politico reports Haley Barbour's been living the good life at the expense of Mississippi taxpayers. Barbour's reportedly spent $500,000 over the past 3 years on air travel in a private Cessna jet. Ooh. Newt Gingrich's daughter says her father is very serious about running for president. She says he's concerned about the direction the country has taken since President Obama was sworn in. Oh, is he? And snowstorms are big tests for politicians, and New Jersey Governor Chris Christie failed that test. He's getting hammered for staying at Disney World as his residents recovered from an enormous snowstorm that paralyzed the entire state. With us tonight, Joe Madison, an XM satellite radio show host, and Scott Hennen, a conservative radio show host. Scott, let me start with you. Come on, Haley Barbour goes to football games, goes to his own fundraisers with money that was taken from Mississippi taxpayers to go on his private jet. That's outrageous hypocrisy, isn't it?
Well, first of all, we ought to pass a smell test here and say if you're outraged about the spending of Mississippi taxpayers on Haley Barbour's travel, are you also outraged that, for instance, the First Lady of the United States, Michelle Obama, couldn't wait 48 hours for her husband, who ultimately delayed his travel to Hawaii for their Christmas vacation, takes off on a separate flight at additional taxpayer expenses, and I think if we're concerned about travel expense, we ought to be looking at all the travel expense.
Was she going to a fundraiser? And was she going to a fundraiser? And was she claiming to be like Haley Barbour? Oh my God, I care so much about the people's money unless I'm using it on my own private jet.
Well, first of all, this is obviously an issue for Mississippi taxpayers, so they're going to need to decide this. I think the reason Politico is making a big deal out of this is because Haley Barbour is a prime candidate for president in 2012. But in reading from the article in Politico, it said, in Barbour's travels, Mississippi state business is used to justify nearly every flight. Now, nothing against Mississippi, but they have a rock star governor who is in demand. I think the best thing for Mississippi's bang for the buck is to have Haley Barbour go anywhere he's asked to go and spread the news of Mississippi. I was down there recently. Their Gulf Coast recovery is coming along pretty darn good, despite the hit from the Obama administration on the Gulf drilling moratorium, and still coming back from Katrina. I think Haley Barbour does a nice job of spreading the message for Mississippi, and I think it's a good bang for the buck for Mississippians.
Good bang for the buck. What do you think, Joe?
Well, I think that what the American people just heard is what conservatives do all the time. You didn't ask him about the First Lady. You asked him about the governor of Mississippi, so he deflected. The reality is, I don't just visit from Mississippi. My father and my grandfather from Mississippi. You've got a lot of people down there who are in fact hurting. The reality is, this is once again a double standard. There are politicians who have lost their jobs for doing the same exact thing. What upsets me most about Haley Barbour, though, is him saying the civil rights movement was no big deal. Well, tell that to Myrlie Evers. Tell that to the Moore family, who on Christmas Day were slaughtered in their own house.
Well, talk about changing the subject,
I'm not
Joe.
finished, and did I interrupt you? So don't start with me this morning. So the reality is, he made 2 mistakes in 1 week, and you're right. He's a rising star, and he's about ready to fizzle out if he keeps making these boneheaded mistakes.
All right, guys, I got to move on to Newt Gingrich. Let me give you a quote from his daughter, and then I'll have you guys respond. She says he's very serious, much more serious than he ever has been, and I can tell that because we actually sat down, the two of us, for 2 hours recently, and I don't think that's happened since I had children. It's kind of depressing, if you ask me. She continues, all my life he's always done what he has thought was best for our country, and I think that he'll take all of that into consideration. So we'll see in February or March. Scott, what do you think? Is he definitely running, and is it a good idea?
I think Newt Gingrich is definitely running, and look, this is going to be a strong field. It's partly a result of the miserable failure of the Obama administration that you have Haley Barbour's and Newt Gingrich's and Sarah Palin's and Mitt Romney's and Tim Pawlenty's and so many other folks that are throwing their hat in this ring. There's going to be a robust dialogue among conservatives of who the standard bearer is, an interview process, if you will, and I don't think it's a big surprise that his daughter says he's seriously considering this, given the condition of the country.
All right, and the reality is that if you add them all up together and did a comparison of who would you rather have as president of the United States, any of those and Barack Obama, guess who comes out on top in almost every poll? Thank you.
All right. I
you
think
better
I know
check
the
some
answer to that
new
question.
pollsters out there, Joe.
All right. Listen, we're out of time for Chris Christie, unfortunately. But you know what? I'm going to give him a buy on that, Scott, so don't worry about it.
People have lost their jobs for what he did.
Well, I hear you, Joe. We disagree on that one. But thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate it. We got to go. Thank you.